Hey, what's up guys? Gons here for the Face Like the Sun channel. Barna Group, which is a Christian organization that does polls and statistical analysis of Christians within the church, reported recently about the worldview of Christians right now, and it's pretty disturbing. WorldNet Daily reported on the findings. Only 17% of Christians have a biblical worldview, and Christianity Today headline, many practicing Christians agree with Marxism and other competing worldviews. And we can get into the minutia of the data that's shown here, but to go over it briefly, you have new spirituality. This topic in particular is very infectious in terms of its reach in the church, because if you look at it, 39% of city Christians, 25% of suburb Christians, and 22% of rural Christians all agree that people pray to the same God or spirit, no matter what name they use for that spiritual being. So this is a move towards monism. This is the result of the New Age movement, which I'm sorry folks, but I documented it in Age of Deceit, Fallen Angels, and the New World Order. The New Age spiritual movement is Luciferian at its core. Meaning and purpose come from becoming one with all that is. 37% in the city said yes, 25% in the suburbs, 19% in rural areas. And it also goes over secularism and postmodernism as well as Marxism. Now, what's interesting is that with all of these views that oppose Christianity, the highest concentration are found in cities, especially if we look at the Marxist perspective. 22% as opposed to 6% in the suburbs and rural areas believe that private property encourages greed and envy. And 27% in the city believe that the government, rather than individuals, should control as much of the resources as necessary to ensure that everyone gets their fair share. Now, this leads me to a very important thing that's happening around the world right now, and it's a topic that's familiar to anyone subscribed to this channel. Take a look at this data and see the concentration of these ideas in cities, and point out the fact that smart cities are all the talk right now. Forbes just published an article today, how Telefonica is using IoT, or the Internet of Things, and big data to build smart cities. This is the fourth industrial revolution that we've been talking about on this channel as part of the UN 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda. It's all part of the New World Order system, trying to create a one world government, a one world economy. These things can happen with smart cities if everything is interconnected in these large metropolitan areas where the inhabitants of these cities will be living under the Luciferian doctrine that opposes the gospel. And as part of that, they will continue to push for human evolution and human efficiency. You will hear that word a lot in the world of business, in the world of communications, computing, everything else, efficiency. We've already heard it, but I think they're going to push that idea more. And as efficiency becomes part of human nature and how we shape our lives, that's when we start talking about transhumanism at a large scale, like cities, where the Internet of Things becomes a part of us in more ways than just a tool to use, but actually integrating with our biology, integrating with our neural chemistry. It's going to obviously integrate with our senses first, our visual, our perception, our smell and taste, and those things. But then beyond that, what are they looking for? They're looking for that interconnectivity, fully identifiable, biometrics to monitor you, Big Brother, all those things that we've talked about that allude to a mark of the beast, an image of the beast, where if you don't take the mark, if you're not part of this system, you will basically be killed because, one, you can't buy or sell anything, two, because you don't worship the system, the beast, which is set up by the dragon. So I just wanted to bring this up because it's pretty alarming that only 17% of Christians have a biblical worldview according to this study. And that means a lot of Christians that are out there, especially, you have brothers, sisters, friends, family, they're like, oh yeah, I'm Christian. They're walking around and, especially if you live in more highly concentrated city-like areas, which technically I live in the suburbs, but, we have the spillover from Los Angeles, and this area is definitely being developed rather quickly. Case in point, when I first moved to Orange County, there were actual orange trees everywhere. It was really beautiful out here. Now, it's all housing, it's all business structures, business centers, marketplaces. They've completely annihilated the orange from Orange County. This is part of the process, but I think what we're going to see is more of that, especially if you are in these areas. And if you're a Christian living in this area, share this video with them, talk to them about these issues, because what's going to start happening is that, it's going to basically be, hey, abide by the system or you can't function in our cities. If you don't have a cell phone or if you don't have some kind of biological identification or something like that, it's going to get to that point because we are building a virtual panopticon where we monitor ourselves, and we do live under a scientific dictatorship, a technocracy, and ultimately a Luciferian philosophy that drives all those things, which takes our focus away from the true spiritual matters about where you are going to spend eternity. Have an awesome day, guys. God bless.